Hello, everybody. I am the King of Nightmares, and you are currently watching Horror, Gore, and Lore presents the Halloween Special, Part 1. So this evening I bring to you all Dagon, excuse me. It is a Lovecraft-inspired game, so, without further ado, let us begin. Dagon is a faithful interaction adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, actions, sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
During the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey, others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the Elder sign. You can also access all of the found facts later. They will be available in the main menu.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below. Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
Okay.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
So I think this is just more of a point-and-click adventure-style game, which is fine.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
I don't see the Elder sign, so...
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation. So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
So I'm going on a limb and saying this entire thing is the story, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to talk.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone in a small boat with water and provisions for a good length of time. When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
Okay, just looking around.
Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator. Of the longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight. The weather kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Luckily, though, this is a short game, so once we get through this all, we will be playing another game this evening.
But neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue. The change happened whilst I slept.
Oh?
Its details I shall never know, for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh. That is lovely. I like it.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about
See,
me in
this
monotonous undulations
is
as
stuff
far as
you
I could
need.
see,
Also, my camera keeps fucking up a little bit.
and in which my boat lay grounded some distance away. Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than astonished. For there was in the air and in the rotting soil a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish and of other less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
I mean, it could be a whole shit ton worse.
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity.
Good evening, Lady Tia 09.
There was nothing within hearing, and nothing in sight, save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
So this is a interactive story of H.P. Lovecraft's Dagon.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position. Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface. So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might. Nor
But how
were
are
there
you
any
doing this
seafowl
evening?
to prey upon the dead things.
There we are, fish.
For several hours I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens. As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time. That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
All right.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease. The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
I don't know if anyone has read this story, but this is pretty accurate for what...
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose
From what it
higher than
sounds,
any
it
other
looks like.
elevation on the rolling desert.
It's a whale.
That night, I encamped, and on the following day still traveled toward the hummock.
I'm feeling
though that
good and
object
normal if
seemed
you ask me
scarcely
that.
nearer
LOL,
than
how
when
are
I'd
you?
first espied it.
I am doing quite well. I was looking forward to this stream of Halloween special.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be
Oh,
an intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill.
okay.
I know not why my dreams were so wild that night, but ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain, I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more. Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again, and in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day. Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy. Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset.
Me too. What are we dressed
Picking up
as
my
tonight?
pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
Why, of course, I am dressed. And I would say in 1600 era Victorian age. And yourself? And what are we drinking this evening?
The unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me. But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon, whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine. I felt myself on the edge of the world.
This definitely seems like on the edge.
Into a fathomless chaos of eternal night.
Yeah.
Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost, and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined. Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent.
Right, we get to go down into the depths.
Whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual. Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath.
Well, that is a building. Sweats, lazy attire, I'm drinking Skittles-flavored water.
Gazing into the Stygian deeps, where
yes.
no light had yet penetrated.
This shall be my beverage for this evening. My newest decanter. Actually, let us pour ourselves a glass now. This can pause. Perfect. A gracious pour. But that is the question. I thank you. The king of nightmares must only have the best of decanters.
All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me. An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon. That it was merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself. But I was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature. A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express. For despite its enormous magnitude, and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith, whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures. Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight, I examined my surroundings more closely. The moon, now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps that hemmed in the chasm.
Oh wow,
and revealed
look at that.
The fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions, and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope.
So it appears that mankind and all of the creatures, that there's a deeper sea with mermaids and other creatures, as well as inhumanoid faces and whales.
Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith, on whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures. The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me, and
There it
unlike
is.
anything I'd ever seen in books. Consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like.
Yep.
Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world,
Like Cthulhu. I was expecting you to drink from a goblet.
but whose decomposing
Ah,
forms
yes,
I had
a
observed
goblet.
on the ocean-risen plain. It was the pictorial
Not
carving,
this evening.
however, that did most to hold me spellbound. Plainly visible across the intervening water on account of their enormous size were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a doré. I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men, though the creatures were shown disporting like fishes in the waters of some marine grotto, or paying homage at some monolithic shrine which appeared to be under the waves as well.
Which is where we're
Of their
at.
faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint, grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer. They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips, glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall. Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background, for one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself.
Oh, okay.
I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe. Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
Oh, wow, and he just stabbed him.
Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. Then, suddenly, I saw it.
I wish I could see it, because
With
I
only a
don't.
slight churning to mark its rise to the
Oh.
surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters. Hideous and loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith,
Okay.
about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, while it bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
I really do not wish to fight this.
I think I went mad then. Of my frantic ascent of the sloping cliff and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
I wonder if it followed me all the way there.
I believe I sang a great deal and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing. I have indistinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat. At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
Hopefully this is not too loud, but...
When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital. Brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean. In my delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention. Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing. Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe. Once I sought out a celebrated ethnologist and amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
Yep. He's the main deity of the Philistines, worshipped throughout the Middle East, and the ancient god of fertility and crops. In Hebrew, the word Dagon, or Dagan, was a common noun for grain. Rulers of Akkad, Mesopotamia, chose him as the patron saint as their war conquests. He was also appeared as the judge of the dead in an Assyrian poem and an underworld prison warded in one of the Babylonian texts. He is often mistakenly taken for a fish god due to the wrong interpretation of his name, as in Hebrew, the word dag means fish. In H.P. Lovecraft's work, Dagon is an underwater deity ruling over the deep ones, a humanoid race with fish traits that resides in the oceans. He is worshipped by a secret cult called the Esoteric Order of Dagon.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Necronomicon is there, other works of fiction. Where do you want me to look? Oh, all the way over there. I guess now to leave.
It is at night, especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, that I see the thing. I tried morphine, but the drug has given only transient surcease and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave. So
All right.
now I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
And now to drink a vial of
Often,
poison.
I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm, a mere freak of fever, as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat after my escape from the German man of war. This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed, worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite. I dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind. Of a day when the land shall sink and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
Aha! And I believe that...
The end is near.
Yeah.
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it. It shall not find me.
I'm pretty sure it found you.
God, that hand! The window! The window!
And I believe that is the end of our tale. And that's it. And that was Dagon. Don't worry though, we are not done. So we are just merely going to exit real quick. And get our next game started. Give me a moment. My channel. Give me a moment. My channel. Alright. And... I believe that is the name of the game. One moment. Oh, no. That is the correct game. There we are. All right. So now we are going to begin our second game. There we are. And while we let this load, I would like to thank moderators Nightbot and Phone Sprite for being great moderators, as well as users, another viewer, for Tappier, and Lady D09. Thank you guys so very much. And adjust this until it's visible. It is not visible on your screen, so I believe we need to color correct. Nope, not yet. Auto settings, Ultra, English, continue. So hopefully I can use my controller for this. If not, that is fine. Okay, I am using a controller. Alright, I'm going to need to use my keyboard and mouse. So, with that being said, we will switch to keyboard and mouse. Alright, so let's go to settings, video and graphics, yes. Disable that. Apply. Back, mouse and keyboard. It's fine, especially because I can't use most of the controls. Audio is fine. Single player. We will go normal for now. Oh, it is.
Sometimes, a person ends up attracting certain entities, creating a strong connection, and making those entities stronger. Barkannon is a bestial spirit who created a connection with Charlie Richards, a serial killer.
Ah, so we are playing as a serial killer. Alright.
After Charlie was arrested, Barkannon started to act.
Okay, you're seeing as much as I see.
Influenced a mass suicide attempt in the penitentiary. After the prison was evacuated, you were called in to deal with the situation.
Ah, so that's the story. Do I have a gun?
Okay, I'm gonna recap. First, you need to reactivate the energy. Second, collect the Obsessor's soul stones. And then, find the Barkannon's spiritual bonfire and destroy the soul stones. Oh, and I need to let you know that the director hasn't returned my calls. So stay tuned.
I can't see shit. It all started after the arrival of a prisoner. Since then, things have gone out of normal. Most prisoners tried to take their own lives. When I said it could be a supernatural influence, they called me a madman. If you are reading this, I must be somewhere in the prison, putting some wind chimes to keep the evil spirits away from this place. Just look for me. Alright. Trust me, this is as most as I can see. Maybe if I settings, video, gamma. There we go. Oh, hey, now look at that. Now I can actually see everything. Alright, bring it up a little bit more. Alright, I think that may be a little too much. Right about there. Perfect. That way all of you can see what I see. Kinda wish I, had a gun, though.
There's no energy. Find a way to restore it.
Got the infirmary key. Okay. What's in here? Right, that's B block. And then administration. Is it just me, or do you guys hear echoing footsteps? It could just be me. Alright, so if I'm in B block. Alright, so I'm right here. I'm in B block. This corridor E is right here. I need to go down the stairs. Orientation, Chief Security Officer. Central Control, alright. Okay, so I can't go this way. Stairs are right there. Restrooms, medical bay. Alright. Oh boy. Oh, it's when I shake my camera I can do it. Alright. So I'm in C block right now. So I don't actually know what is all the way down here. Energy station key. Alright. Oh fuck, did I just kill myself? I think I just killed myself.
Hold your breath. The hydraulic system has been damaged. Go up and find another switch.
Oh, yay. I didn't even realize that was a thing. Up until now. Oh shit.
Find Arcanon's spiritual bonfire and destroy the soul stones.
I don't even know where I'm supposed to go right now, so... Alright, let's look at the map. So I need to go down a floor to go up a floor. Alright. Alright. This is an interesting game. At least I have a gun. Oh, good. Good. Alright, so if I'm here... So where am I? Alright, I'm right here. So there's the showers. I need to go this way. He sees you. He sees you. He hears you. He wants you. All right. At least he's easily stopped. Hey, can I collect that crystal? Damn. So I need a controlled key, eh? I still don't know where or what my objective is. I just have an infirmary key. Alright. So the infirmary. Right there. Alright, so we now know that the cafeteria I feel like in this I can just kind of run and gun. Excellent. Alright, so I got... They really give me a lot of ammo. Passwords. A block. Okay, so if I go back, I can use that. Bathroom OBS. Okay. Where is that? Bathroom OBS. I don't see it. Go. Oh, here he comes. Oh, geez. A lot of shit went down here. Oh, Jesus. Okay. That actually got me because I didn't see the glow of his face. Alright, so map. I'm in this corridor. I have the bathroom OBS. Oh, there was a key there? Shit. Peace the fuck out. Alright, let's go grab that key. Alright, he's either coming through that door or that door. Central control key. Alright, cool. Oh, it killed me. Alright. Damn. I believe I lost that one. Yep, there I am. Hello. And there I go. Do I have another person to give me a hand, or? Caged by darkness. Alright. I guess it's a one or you're done. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those... I don't know what I'm doing.
Sometimes, a person and
Oh, right. Settings.
Okay, I'm gonna recap. First, you need to reactivate the energy. Second, collect the Obsessor's soul stones. And then, find the Barkanan's spiritual bonfire and destroy the soul stones. Oh, and I need to let you know that the director hasn't returned my calls. So stay tuned.
Alright, so I now wonder if everything is randomized or not. I do not believe so. So, if we just speed run this... find out we can't actually go that way. Alright, that's the administration A block. Alright. Yeah, there we go. We just have to speed run this. Easy peasy. Baby. Go down here. Yep. Raise the water. I can't actually skip this, so I gotta rewatch it. But what does everyone think of this so far? I personally say it's a bit intriguing.
Hold your breath. The hydraulic system has been damaged. Go up and find another switch.
There we go. Alright, so we go this way. Open the door.
Find Barkanan's spiritual bonfire and destroy the soul stones.
Alright, so we now go this way. Once you learn how to do what you're doing, I wonder how multiplayer works. Whether one person plays as Bull, the goat, or if multiple people are doing this. Actually, I'm going to turn up the brightness just a little bit more, because it's not really that much of a horror game per se. Though that's the odd part. Those guys aren't there anymore. Alright, so if we run this way... Aha, so it is randomized. Because there's no key here anymore. That, and I also lost the goat. Which I feel is a bad thing. There we go. Yeah, no, all the keys are random. Other than the very first one. Good to know. Because I am not seeing it. So what passwords do I have? I have A block. So if I go all the way back down, I can then get into A block. But in order to get to A block, I need to go through here, through this door. Okay. I also don't know where the goat is. Perfect time. See, I don't know what happens if he touches me. I don't want to find out. Alright. So let us go to the A block. Close that door for now. Alright, so I can't actually do anything. I don't know the key. Passwords. A block 765. Okay, nothing there. Got it, bitch. There's absolutely nothing in these rooms that are helping me. And it kind of sucks. Oh, that was it? All that I worked for. Just for that. There, I just locked him in. All right. Aha, there's keys in here. Central control room key. All right. And the note I got is just CCU. All right. Which is go around, go there. All right, good. I know exactly where all of this is. All right. Now, I wonder if when he does his little mojo scream, if that makes it everyone come back to life. I mean, that stuns him quite a bit. Alright. So ADM. All right, where's the ADM? All the way over there. All right. So if I'm here, I go down these, yada yada. From here, I can then go... Nope, go that way. The MD is right there. Oh, get out of the way. Wonder why it takes so long for him to get angry with me. Why did I even ask that question? Alright, well, he has to come through that door. There. Piss off. I actually don't know if all of this ammo replenishes or not. But it's so long to get to the places I need. Bang. 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 Oh, I missed. Alright, where am I at? CCU. CCU is 706 or 716. Hello there, sir. So we're actually not going to spend too much more time on this, sadly. The first game, well, part of this was Dagon, which is an H.P. Lovecraft story that people decided to animate and make. And here we are playing Chased by Darkness. I get to deal with the goat man. I have a shotgun, luckily. Though I am going to commit suicide right now, just because we're a little bit past our time. Because I was only going to do this for an hour. So. Come on, Mr. Goat. Take me. Hi. And... Ew. What's he doing? Is he eating me or is he headbutting me? That's funny. Capra. Oh, I'm just imprisoned. What? Okay. I guess that if you're playing multiplayer and he gets you, you can get your teammate out. This is a multiplayer game, so... There you have it. And he does a little goat laugh. Chased by Darkness. We will be continuing this game next week for the next Halloween special. So, 31 kills. I got dead once. Awesome. Though I am curious real quick to see what multiplayer entitles. Server name, minimum of 4 characters. Password protected, invite only. Interesting. Good to know. But anyways, thank you all so very much, and by you all, I mean the moderators, 82 Bands, Nightbot, and Funsprite, as well as users, another viewer, Edlina, Fatpierre, and Lady T09. Thank you all so very much for joining us for the first Halloween special on horror, gore, and war. But until then, please, may all of you have the sweetest of nightmares, and I will be seeing you Wednesday for our regularly broadcasted schedule. But until then, May all of you all have amazing nightmares and bring those bed bugs into bed with you. It is getting cold. They must be warmed with you. Thank you, sir, and have a good night, as you too, 82 men. Anyways, until the next time, sweet nightmares and good night.